What is good with y'all boys, man? It's CGODB, also known as Clip Gang or Don't Bang, whatever you want to call me. But tonight is going to be a little special video because it's going to be a start of a new series called a season grade. Basically, I'm a grade all the starters first. First up, Big Government, Action Jackson. You know what I mean? So, this dude right here, he stepped up. He rose to the occasion big time. This dude was asked to play a pretty big role and step up as our main guy and stuff, and he did it very, very amazing to the best of his capabilities the whole season. And yeah, I'm gonna give you my final grade at the end, and the outlook and stuff for and role for Reggie going forward next season. Because I know it's kind of hard to you kind of had to grade Reggie on a different scale compared to other point guards in the league. Because you can't just take Reggie's stats without context and just compare it to any other point guard in the league. Because Reggie was put in a very, very special circumstance. Just being with on the contending team with its main guys out, and then you're pretty much, the primary scoring option and main distributor. So, yeah, I mean, I graded everything with context. And yeah, we're going to do a little deep dive into, certain stats and metrics and stuff that are interesting to point out to really, really, emphasize how much he stepped up this season. Because from the outside looking in, it just doesn't, it looks like a whatever year, right? But, yeah, no, he played great. He played great. So, yeah, 17 points per game on the season. Really nice, really nice. 5 assists. Reggie definitely stepped up as a playmaker. I mean, you've seen the dimes this year. He was just throwing some really nice dimes. He developed a really nice two-man game with Zoo, running the pick and roll and stuff, throwing his little bounce passes and setting them up. And even the assists that don't show up on Reggie's stat sheet, when he drives in, draws two, kicks it out, to Terrence in the corner, and then Batum, he does an easy pass T-Man does an easy pass to Batum right on the wing. And stuff like that doesn't show up on Reggie's stats, but we all seen it this year, him drawing two, driving in and kicking it out and getting pretty much a pretty nice easy swing pass for the guy in the corner. But yeah, he averaged four boards this game too, which we'll get into that because that's an interesting stat. Considering we're a rebound deficient team, but yeah, 31.2 minutes per game, most of his career. 39% from the field, 32% from 3-point line. Obviously, low efficient season. But yeah, we're gonna look into all this stuff. So, Reggie Jackson, season grade. These are just some little notes I jotted down for the positives. Great leader who displayed resilience. I mean, we all know this already. This man, he was just, even in games where he wasn't shooting that great, he would just step up in the fourth quarter, which is it really makes it hard to take him out as a coach in closing lineups because Reggie's just one of those dudes. If even it doesn't matter if he's shooting 3 for 12 going into the fourth quarter, he could very well just shoot 6 for 9 in the fourth and will you to victory, which we've seen him do time and time again. Yeah, I mean, he's just not scared of the spotlight, and he definitely nutted up when it mattered most. But yeah, I mean, we've seen it so many comebacks this year. Showed great locker room presence. Shout out to Reggie. I mean, that's another reason why he's just gonna be around. Hopefully retire a Clipper too, because this man just he just displayed some great heroics this year, to say the least. Next bullet point. Rose to the occasion of primary scorer and distributor. I kind of got into this at the beginning, but yeah, I mean, Kawhi, PG out pretty much the whole year. Norman Powell, we trade our only other point guard at the trade deadline to get Norman Powell and Rocco, and Norman Powell only plays almost like less than 10 games. So yeah, I mean that only made the load on Reggie even harder after we traded Bledsoe, because Bledsoe was our secondary assist man. But yeah, I mean Reggie definitely stepped up. Availability, this is another great one right here. 75 games healthy. Reggie, he kind of played. He almost played too much this year. Honestly, he played too much. He put a lot of miles on his legs this season. So, yeah, I mean, he was just trying so hard, so hard. This man, he was out there, whether an injury was bugging him or whatever, we didn't hear a peep this year. He was just out there doing his thing. 31.2 minutes per game, which is the most minutes per game in his career at age 32. So this isn't 23-year-old Reggie, fresh legs. He's putting the most minutes per game at this age of his career and played 75 games at 82, which is amazing. Yeah, I mean, he's just been that guy. Second total minutes played in a season for Reggie's career since he was 24. So this is insane. So out of his whole career, this season right here was the second total minutes he's played in a season. And that's a hard task to do. I mean, he's 32 now, going on 33. It's not as easy as it sounds. We definitely saw Reggie's gas tank towards the end of the year kind of hovering on empty. He did look kind of really gassed, but he did go down like guns blazing, all things considered, versus the Pelicans and the T-Wolves, but just couldn't pull it through. But hey, I mean, he did his best. Led the Clippers in minutes played this season, of course. Yeah, pretty much just like I said. He was just carrying so much of the load. The led Clippers in points scored. So so picture this. So he led the team in points scored, and then the second place person was Terrence Mann, which surprised me. And yeah, Reggie was 391 points above Terrence Mann, so he was above him by quite a bit. So Reggie really did his thing this year. He really did his thing. Yeah, I mean, that's just to give you a different kind of perspective. But yeah, 400 points above the next guy. Just crazy. He led the Clippers in total assists as well. Great. Flashed some brilliance on the playmaking end, which we didn't see a lot of too much when we first acquired him, because Doc, bitch-ass Rivers, barely played him in the bubble. But last season we saw in the playoffs. So, I mean, I didn't have any worries of Reggie on his playmaking coming into this year. 2-to-1 assist to turnover ratio, pretty nice. Westbrook can take notes. 16 shots attempted per game. I'm not really necessarily calling this a positive, but it's just to show, his load. Most in his career attempted per game in a season. So, yeah, I mean, obviously he's going to dial it down next year and take higher quality looks and stuff, because he's going to be able to get more catch-and-shoot attempts. We all know catch-and-shoot Reggie is way more efficient. That's the guy that was shooting like 40% in the playoffs. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not too worried about it. I think he'll lower his shot attempts, and he'll be getting better looks next season, which will help his efficiency problems. But get a load of this one right here too. 4th on the team in rebounding. So Reggie was 4th on the team, which is kind of crazy, right? So yeah, that just shows our rebounding problems. I mean, yeah, I mean, that's just insane. This man was just doing it all out there. We've seen even some games where he got some near triple doubles. A lot of Reggie and Morris's greatest games this year were when they had high rebound games. So yeah, I mean, that's just great. That's great. Improved his perimeter defense slightly. I mean, I'm sure we can all say this. People can pick on Reggie's defense, but it did improve slightly, objectively speaking. He's not really like a traffic cone out there, kind of like when when he was being asked to guard guys like Luka and stuff when we first got Reggie that first season. And yeah, I mean, he definitely improved slightly. When he's tired though, that's a whole different story. When Reggie's tired, he's he returns back to traffic cone Reggie. But yeah, I mean he definitely improved on that defensive end too. I mentioned this earlier too. Only point guard on the roster after Bledsoe trade, so he only so it didn't even get easier for Reggie after the trade deadline. He had to step it up even more, which is amazing considering how well we did after the trade deadline and All-Star break when things were looking a little bit grim. We had some bad losing streaks or whatever. But yeah, shout out to Reggie. He had a 27.6% usage rate, which is the third highest of his career. Keep in mind too, this it could be way higher if he didn't have to be the main distributor this year. So that's just like to put that in perspective too, because that usage rate could be way higher, way more inflated if Reggie didn't have to, to be the main playmaker. So that's just insane. He played with many different lineups due to injuries, of course, and minutes being staggered with second units. So Reggie was just being asked out there to just play with so many different lineups and stuff, and it's not as easy as it sounds being able to do that and get acclimated with your teammates and get some continuity, like camaraderie, continuity, with your teammates and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, that just shows how much he stepped up this year. I mean, he played with so many different lineups. We all know this, though. Versatile player. We all know this about Reggie as well. He slides into many different roles. So next season, we're going to see a whole new refined Reggie. Obviously, his confidence has been sky high since the playoffs last year and, just being the main guy and, getting some recognition this season. So, yeah, I mean, I'm fully expected to see Reggie come out next season and, be a higher efficient guy and probably put up less points, but hopefully keep the playmaking up and that same locker room presence we all know to love. But, yeah, let's get into some of these negatives. But before that, too, because you're going to see on the next slide, but I did give Reggie an A- for this season. So I gave him an A-. Obviously, when you look at the stats and the low efficiency and stuff, when you compare it to other players without context, it's pretty easy to just throw that stuff out the window and be like, oh, it's an average season. I'll give Reggie a C or whatever. But no, I mean, this guy came up so many times in the clutch, was asked to, play above his pay grade and just do his thing. So, honestly, I'll give him an A-. And shout out to Big Government. I mean, fan favorite already. And, yeah, I mean, he earned that A- from me. You guys can let me know in the comments, too, what you guys think. But as far as the negatives, of course, low efficiency season. You got to take into account, he's taking the most shots of his career and being asked to take on the playmaking duties and all that stuff. But, yeah, I mean, 39% from the floor overall, 32% from three-point arc. Obviously not great, not good at all. Yeah, I mean, that's just sometimes that can happen with Reggie when asking him to do so much. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of what the season looks like with being asked, asking a guy like Reggie to do so much. 42 and 40. Yeah, it sounds about right. I mean, and then he had 17 games under 30% field goal percentage from the floor, those are just really bad games from Reggie. So he had 17 of those under 30%, and we had a 5-12 record in those games. So I'm surprised we even had 5 wins in those games, because unless Morris was hitting in those 5 wins, it was a for sure L. So that just shows Reggie probably lit it up in the fourth quarter, even though he was, under 30%. So I don't know. That just shows the resiliency of this team. But yeah, definitely gonna have to get Reggie cleaner looks. A lot of it was having to take tougher shot attempts off the dribble and stuff like that. Reggie, he gets tunnel vision when being forced to carry the offensive load. I mean, we all know this. I don't have to dwell too much into that. Didn't get as much clean catch and shoot 3-point attempts, which hurt his efficiency. I mean, explained this earlier as well. But yeah, I mean, I fully expect Reggie, just going into segueing into how I feel his role will be for next season. I mean, with Kawhi and PG back, obviously his playmaking probably won't be as high, but hopefully he keeps it up around 4 assists per game. That'd be pretty nice. And then obviously his 3-point percentage about 38%. That'd be pretty sweet. Which I fully believe he can do. He could probably be above 40% 3-point percentage if he's getting his clean, open looks. Because we all know Reggie throwing off the catch and shoot is just way better than off the dribble. I mean, he's gonna hit at a way higher clip. So, I mean, I fully expect Reggie to keep it up and keep doing his thing next season. And he's an untouchable guy for me personally because his locker room presence. But yeah, I mean, anyways, I was just gonna bring you guys this first part one of this new series I'm dropping. So let me know how you feel about it, how you felt about the analysis and stuff in my breakdown on Reggie's season. How you felt about Mr. Big Government as a leader and how he did, and the outlook on going into his role next season as well. But yeah, just let me know everything, your season grade, how you grade his season. But yeah, comment down below. I'll comment and converse with you guys. But take it easy, guys. Peace. CGODB signing out.